All right, everybody, welcome back to the Steel Wire podcast. It's Friday, December 21st, 8:38 p.m. I just got off work. My dad just got off work. We're joined today by him once again. What's up, Dad?
Hey.
We're here off a very good week. You know, beating the Patriots feels good. I still feel good about that.
Still a good week.
Yeah, we're taking on the Saints now, going into New Orleans. I got a couple points here I want to go over, but also before we start that, I just want to ask what you think. Just a real quick preview of the game against the Saints here. What do you think about it, Dad?
I'm pretty excited. You know, anytime you get to play Drew Brees and the Saints down there in the Superdome, so I'm really excited. I think we have a good shot. I think that Patriot game is going to kind of catapult us. You know, we went through a low stretch there, so I think that's going to propel us through the last two games of the season. So I think we're going to come knocking in the Superdome and show our presence.
Yeah, I think the AFC North is still open for both us and the Ravens. You know, we control our own destiny. Like we've said last podcast and one before that, we're in the driver's seat right now, so let's make it happen. So my three key points, one of the three being, I think we need to expose their injured offensive line. We need to take advantage of their disadvantages. You know what I mean? Their whole left side of their line is hurt. That Armstead, Max Unger, and Jermaine Bushrod, they're all hurt. We have T.J. Watt with 11 sacks, 58 tackles. He pressured Brady like extremely well. So what do you think about the offensive line and our defensive front?
Well, we're fourth in the league right now in pressure, which is 29.8%, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel good about that going against, you know, an offensive line that might be beat up a little bit. You know, I think it's important to get that middle push against Brees. Don't let him step into his passes. Maybe impede his vision a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, because he's a great quarterback, but he is a little short at roughly 6 foot, maybe pushing 6'1". But
yeah.
So I think if we get that good push up the middle, you know, it's going to make him try to back off to be able to see the field more, which plays right into Dupree and Watt's hands coming around the edges.
Yeah, and I mean, with that being said, I mean the Saints have only allowed 15 sacks this year. They've only allowed 15. But Pittsburgh has 46 sacks on the season. You know what I mean? We're averaging almost 3.5 a game. So I think that's a key matchup right there. You know what I mean? We've tripled what they've allowed. You know what I mean, this season. So I think that'll be really fun to watch. Pittsburgh's pass defense is 13th in the NFL right now. We allow 236 yards a game. I think a lot of that's kind of between the 20s, you know, because that's what I really think happened with Brady. They got between the 20s real quick, you know, just big time plays. They got in the red zone. Our defense stepped up, which was amazing. Obviously, you don't like to see that happen, but I do think a lot of the yards we give up are just, you know, they're big plays. You know, what do you think?
Well, you see what happens when we make them, what I'd say, work for their yards. You know, I think we're a team that, okay, you know, we're probably not the best, but we got a scheme to protect our weaknesses. So as long as we don't give up any big plays, which has hurt us, like the Patriots giving up 7 right off the get-go off of blown coverage, you know, then we held them to 3 for the rest of the 3.5 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think our defense is good as long as we make them work for it. You know, methodically try to march down the field, try to create a long drive. Because eventually it seems like we'll end up getting our third down stops.
Mm-hmm.
But we just can't give up that big play. The communication's key, and I think we're starting to get that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know. Brees is having an MVP-like season. Obviously, it goes without saying. The Saints are 11th in passing yards a game. They're at 258.5 yards. They're averaging a game. Brees, I mean, 3,600 yards a season, just about 3,700. 75% completion rate, 31 TDs, and only 5 picks. I mean, he's playing lights out right now. Even though that offense the last couple games has looked stagnant, you know, obviously they have potential behind him. I'm curious who you think the defensive player of the game will be for the Steelers.
Yeah, I think it'll be Roethlisberger.
Defensive.
Oh, defensive player?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I'll say Watt. I think Watt's going to get after it.
Yeah,
you know,
I think my defensive player of the game was Watt as well, just because I feel like with that beat-up offensive line and just how talented he is and how emotional of a player he is, I think he knows what's at stake, and I think he knows he's our guy. He's our difference maker on the defensive end.
But I'll tell you what I'd love to see, though, is Dupree have a great game. I'd like to see them, you know, maybe shift the blocking scheme towards Watt to help out Chip and chip Watt up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Dupree one-on-one. That's the thing with Pittsburgh's rush that is so good, is that we create a lot of one-on-one situations, and we can beat most one-on-one situations. I mean, we end up winning our battles.
Yeah, it would be good to see Dupree get off to a good start this game too, because he's had a little slower of a season. He's kind of been injured, he's been injured here and there throughout the season. So, and he was one of my favorite defensive ends. I mean, I really like watching him play, and I like when he's successful. He hits hard.
He was able to have a full day of practice today, so that's good news.
Yeah, and speaking of full day of practice, we need Juju to be healthy. I need to have Juju on the field Sunday. Anyways, my second point being we need to shut down Michael Thomas. I mean, he's their biggest receiver. He's their go-to guy. I don't know if any of their other guys has been a consistent and as good of a pass catcher as Michael Thomas has been. I mean, his last 3 games, he's had the third game being 7 catches for 49. 2 games ago, 11 catches for 98. And last game, 5 catches for 40 yards. This season, he's got 109 catches. He's pushing 1,300 yards. 8 touchdown catches and 12 yards on average when he catches the ball. So even though he hasn't been like certain lights out, he's obviously targeted a lot when he's getting 7, 11, and 5 at least catches, the last 3. So I think that'll be a big key to slow down their offense. And obviously I think Kamara is a part of that too. But I think if we can shut down their passing game, it's going to cause a lot of problems for them going forward. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too, definitely. What scares me, it just depends on what secondary is going to show up.
Yeah.
Look at San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
We know who their premier receiver is. I don't know what the game plan was, is to let him beat us and don't let anybody else beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Hold everyone else in check, because I don't know, he had like 14 catches, didn't he, for San Diego?
Yeah, Keenan Allen. Yeah. He was the game changer for sure.
So are we going to want to stop Thomas? Is that going to be? I mean, it's hard to say what our game plan is.
Indy.
So that's the tough part about it.
That didn't work. The cat literally just pulled on it, so that's great.
Yeah.
I think she made her game decision.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, I mean they do have a lot of offensive weapons. They got Kamara on that end. I mean they got Michael Thomas. They got. They got that big-ass running back, number 22, that Ingram coming in for him, too. I mean, it's going to cause some problems.
Also, who's that one guy they have, Jayden, that number 7? He kind of comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Jack of all trades.
I don't know his name. I haven't really looked too much into
Olsen
him.
Or something?
No, I don't know. I don't think it's Olsen, but he plays he returns punts, plays receiver, plays court. He's played crazy amount of positions or something.
Yeah,
I read a thing the offensive line so hurt. Somebody was like, oh, he might just step up and play offensive lineman for us.
Yeah,
so
right.
I think it's something Hill. It's something, I don't know his first name.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But anyways, my third key point, I'm hoping Jaylen Samuels can carry over the success he had from the Patriots game. I mean, he had 19 carries, 142 yards. He was averaging 7.5 yards a carry. He was the major difference maker for us in that game, I think. What do you think about that?
I think what I like about Samuels this last game is it looked like they knew he was going to be the featured back, so they put a couple wrinkles in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that offset pitch, where he's able to have several cutback lanes, if need be.
Yeah, he was great when he was cutting back. When I was rewatching that game, I noticed a lot of his big gainers are when he got to decide which way he wanted to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it looks like they kind of designed some runs maybe to some of his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see. And also those plays really put him into space.
Yeah.
He does good in space, and then when he sees a hole, he can really hit that hole hard. And he's a big back. He was a tight end half the time in college, so he's a real back, real explosive. So, man, we're just so deep in offense.
Yeah.
I mean, our offensive line's deep, our receivers are deep, our backs are deep. I mean,
if only our secondary was improved.
Yeah. I think it is improving. I think Hayden's got him playing. I think we got a good rotation. Hilton's playing well. I mean, the big thing last game was tackling. We tackled well. We only missed 2 tackles. Now it's Joe Hayden missing tackles. So,
and I also do want to. I think Hayden had 14 tackles that game too. So for him to miss the tackle makes sense because he had the most tackles on the team. I do want to say too, we went on a 6-game win streak, and I don't feel like we had a more complete win than what we had against New England. You know what I mean? New England was definitely the game where it was I just feel we went on a 6-game win streak, and during that 6-game win streak, I wasn't I didn't think we were this great, amazing team, and I still don't feel like we're this great, amazing team, but I just feel now I feel the most like behind my team that I can feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this was a huge win, and even this one's a huge must-win. We have Baltimore right on our tail. Baltimore plays tomorrow night against the Chargers, so that's going to be good.
That's going to be a great game.
And the Steelers are going to know before they play, exactly what are we going to have a game and a half lead, or are we going to only have this, half game?
Yeah, and I hope it doesn't change their perspective at all. I hope they don't think, oh, the Ravens lost, we got a game and a half, we can afford to lose this. I want them to have the mindset of the Ravens already won. Right. We got to win this game. But anyways, with that Samuels being said, I mean the Saints are the best rush defense in the league. They're allowing 79 yards a game, an average of 3.7. Samuels averaged 7.5 last game. So I think this is another one of those. We got 3 key points here, but I think the top 2 are definitely exposing that offensive line and also winning the run battle here because their run defense is obviously not the best in the league. You know
right.
what I mean? So it's Jaylen Samuels' time to prove that he's the real deal. You know what I mean? If he wants to, and I think he can.
Yeah, and the thing is too, the last 3 games that the Saints have played have been on the road, so they're finally coming home. So I think they're going to be amped for that. They don't play well on the road. Pittsburgh's a good road team. We play well on the road. So I think that's going to be a strong home team versus a strong visiting team. So I think it's going to be pretty good game.
I think another interesting stat on the Saints defense for me is the longest run they've allowed is 28 yards. And just seeing Samuel's run style, like sometimes he'll just rip out a 15-yard or a 20-yard. You know what I mean? And it's
right.
like, man, let's see if we can break that. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can get that out.
To be honest with you, I think some of those stats are a little skewed. Not saying that they're not good against the run. Not saying they're horrible against the pass.
But people are throwing against them 80% of the game.
Yeah, they've had the leads. They've had big leads in big games. So, teams aren't running. I like to see, what the attempts are as well during a lot of those games,
right.
Seeing how run attempts were actually against them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pittsburgh's ranked 30th in rush yards this year, a game at 93.9. I just think that's so strange that we're 30th in the league in rush yards.
That's the only reason why we're that way is because we pass more than any other team.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 69% passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So at least last week we were number 1, or going into the Patriots game we were number 1. So
yeah,
I'd like to see us do some 5 wide though. I'd like to see us,
Yeah, that's what I read about. Sean Payton was talking about today is how Pittsburgh can give you so many versatile looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. That's what we got to keep in our back pocket, and that's what Pittsburgh has to use to their advantage. You know what I mean? They got to go out there every game and take advantage of what we got. It's like we got to. Our secondary is our weakest point of our team, so that means we got to go out there and score points to put ourselves ahead of these people, especially someone like Drew Brees. You know what I mean? Who is like. He's completing at 75%. You know what I mean? His completion rate's off the chain right now. So it's like we have to bury him. We got to go out there. We got to put pressure on Breeze. And we can't put – I mean, I don't want to sit there and be putting faith in our secondary at this point in time. You know what I mean? This is a must-win game. We got to take care of business.
Yeah, the amount of yards he's thrown is not too impressive, though. I mean, I would like to see his yards per attempt. Because they dip and dunk a lot. He has hit some long, and I mean, he is very accurate, but I think they throw to their backs a lot.
Yeah.
Go that Thomas Law, he's pretty sure-handed, but
they do got Kamara to dump the ball off to and stuff like that, which I think Pittsburgh should be doing the same type of plays like that. The dip and dunk. You know what I mean? I think we looked good when we did that. That last drive against New England was awesome.
Yeah, I tell you, I really like seeing Switzer in the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, no linebacker can stay with that guy. That guy can get to the edge so fast.
Yeah, Switzer's he hits the hole hard too. He hits it like he's 240. You know what I mean? Like he's a small ass dude out there, and he'll get that first down for you. He'll grind it out.
Yeah, he's tough.
But anyways, another Pittsburgh stat I saw that I just wanted to share that I thought was just kind of rang true to our secondary is Pittsburgh has a -9 turnover ratio this season. It just shows that we're not getting it done. You know what I mean? Last game we did. And it's like I like to take it game to game regardless. So it's like stats suck, but also it's like every game presents different, different obstacles for you to face. And last game, I think, Hayden's been missing interceptions all game when they've been hitting him blatantly in the hand, and he got it done last game. And I hope he can carry over that confidence to this game. And Boswell hit that 48-yard field goal. I want him to carry that confidence over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, we definitely have to start winning some turnover battles here. We definitely can't give Breeze any extra possessions. We got to keep the ball away from him. We got to get some running game in too. I think to keep a good balance.
Yeah.
We just got to mix it up. We got to get them. I pass on early downs.
Mm-hmm.
First, second down, come out with that 5 wide look while they're in their base defense. Do a little no huddle, maybe.
Yeah. I'd like to see some no huddle out of us because Ben's a gunslinger. We got the receivers to do so. I want Juju out there, but even if Juju is not out there, we still have great receive. We got AB, James Washington, Samuels can catch out of the backfield. Switzer and Eli Rogers both proved last game they can catch balls, and James Washington. They all proved last game that they can be big time.
They create huge mismatches.
Yeah.
You're just not going to be able to match up against all our receivers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Especially if Juju's healthy.
I know if Juju's healthy, that's gonna be key for us. I feel like.
And even if we go 4 wide with Samuels in the backfield, he's great at catching the ball as well out of the backfield.
Yeah.
So I think we just got a lot of weapons. And then once again on defense, I know our secondary is bad, or not, the weak link, but I think we're going to get enough pressure on Breeze that, it's going to protect our secondary a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure make us not cover too much. Hopefully we go some man-to-man.
Yeah,
He does good against zone.
I just hope to see us get in the backfield and hit Breeze. They've only allowed 15 sacks this season. That's got to change. You know what I mean?
It's going to change this game. We're going to get to him.
Yeah.
Pockets rush.
I just think that's the biggest thing for this game. We got the 3 points, but that is the biggest one. We got to get look what Brady didn't. Brady is the GOAT in my opinion, but he did not look good against us for the most part. You know what I mean? He really didn't, and it's not because of Brady. It's because of our pressure. We got to him. I think we got to him almost every snap in the red zone. We had somebody in the backfield, and if they weren't hitting him, they were breathing down his neck. He knew they were coming.
The nice luxury of that too. A lot of times it was just a 4-man rush.
Yeah.
That dropped 7 in coverage. Mm-hmm. So when we're getting pressure on the quarterback, and only allowing him 2.5 seconds to throw the ball. With 4 guys, he's thrown into a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
So, and then when we do blitz, it's even disguising some of our blitz packages is pretty brutal as well.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to say to preview the Saints game? I'm pretty nervous. I honestly think we can get it done if we can just expose that offensive line. If we expose that offensive line, I think that's it. That's a wrap. Jaylen Samuels. Go ahead.
Well, I was just watching some video on him too, so I was just when they last played the Saints. So I'm wondering if we're going to wear our blacks or our whites. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I saw that. Sports Center had that on last night. I paused it because I went to go brush my teeth. Came back and resumed it, and it just fast forwarded all the way to live. And I was just like, great. I missed everything they were talking about Saints Steelers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Also,
they had the Steelers wearing blacks and the Saints were wearing whites at home. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope we wear our color rushes. We're 4-0 in those color rushes. We haven't lost a game wearing those yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need those blacks.
But anyways, I want to give real quick too. I meant to do this in the beginning of the video, but I want to give Jacob Kent a massive, massive shout out. He sent me the Steelers flag. He sent me a Blazer flag, a Blazer banner. I got this in the mail the other day, and I was like, "Is this a Christmas gift? Should I open this? I don't know what's going on." But it was sent to me. Jenny didn't send it to me, so I popped it open, and there's a Steelers flag, a Blazers flag. All that good stuff. And immediately I was like, "Man, Jacob sent me this," So I want to give a huge thank you to him. Can you stop for a second?
Yeah, a couple heights to Jacob. Thanks, buddy.
What's up? Oh yeah. No, it was so cool. He
great.
asked me for my address after the first podcast I did. He asked for my address. I gave it to him. Totally didn't really think anything about it, and all this stuff comes in the mail. That's just so awesome. I really appreciate you, Jacob. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you being a major supporter of what I'm trying to do here. So that's really great. Thank you. But anyways, Dad, do you want anything else to wrap up before we close this out?
No, I'm good, man. I'm ready for these next 2 days of pure football.
All right, man. I think this is just the second game this season we won't be able to watch together, which sucks. But man, it is what it is. But all right, man. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. Let's get this Steelers.